Procrastination. I know you all of have heard it and that we all are going through this, right? Yes, this video is for you if you are procrastinating. If you are sitting up idle on the couch and just scrolling up your phone, binge watching all the series, or even if you're just lying down and choosing not to do the main stuff that leads you to a productive life. If you are in this loop and you feel that it is almost impossible to get out of this, then this video is for you. In this video, I will be telling you how your brain actually deals with this, how your brain actually keeps you in this loop and the science behind it. It is not only important to know what is procrastination, but also how to overcome this. So in today's video, I'm going to tell you all the sciences behind it and how to overcome procrastination with simple habits. So first, let me tell you what does procrastination mean. So procrastination is not only a lazy response. It does not mean that you're just lazy and that's why you're just not doing things. It's not always like that. It has a connection even deeper to it. That is your brain. It has some neural and brain network kind of setup that makes you procrastinate. So it's basically when you procrastinate, it means you're avoiding the important stuff or you're being lazy at performing important and productive stuff that you should be doing. Despite of knowing the negative consequences you will be handling, you procrastinate. Now here's the catch. This is because it is an emotional response. It is not something mindful done. It is because you have a dominance of emotions over your decisions. And just not only a laziness or a time management problem. You are giving all these responses emotionally as of now. Because from now, after seeing this video, you will be changing it up. Number one way of overcoming procrastination is to identify it. Is to know that you are procrastinating. Not just to accept it. Because you have to overcome it. So just know that here I am procrastinating and that I have to overcome it each and every time. So now let's get deeper into it. Let's understand the science behind it, why we procrastinate and how to overcome it. So now when you are in a situation and that you have to make two different choices. So when you are sitting idle and you are like, let me just scroll up my phone or let me just get up and do all of the tasks that are in my to-do list. What should I do? And then I'm like, 5 minutes. And then I'll just lie down and then I'm just scrolling up. So this is very normal. But here what the difference is. So we have two different parts in our brain. All of this happens here. We are just not doing it because of we are lazy. We do it because it has deep neural connections, right? So one part of the brain is called as prefrontal cortex, which is present here. And the second part is called amygdala, which is a very tiny, small, almond-shaped structure in your brain. Now, prefrontal cortex is responsible for decision making, reasoning, for social appropriateness, for different personal experiences and expressions, your personality expressions. All of these important functions are led by prefrontal cortex, which is here, the front part of your brain. Second part is very small, teeny tiny, almond-shaped structure inside your brain, which is responsible for all the fears, for the phobias, for anxiety, for how you deal with the stressful conditions, and for emotions. So this little tiny part is important as well because it helps in taking things and taking responses in an emotional way. Now both of these structures are in a proportion. For normal functioning, we are humans and we have emotions. That makes us a human and not a machine. So both of the structures are designed by God for us for an important reason because it has a balance. But what happens is all of our body and all of the structures are given to us. So God gave you the decision of making different things. So now when you have prefrontal cortex and amygdala, God has given both of these functions in our hands. That okay, now with your actions you will, whatever you do, like how we have heard about manifestation and how we have heard about affirmations, that when we just say things again and again, we practice it, and whatever we say again and again, we invite that in our life, right? If we speak positive, we invite that in our life. Okay, so we have decision of choosing prefrontal cortex or amygdala. So now as we are aware of both of these things, now we can deal according with it. Now this is how we take our control over these things. So what amygdala wants to do is he wants to win over prefrontal cortex. He wants to always win this battle. How you make that win? So you make that win by choosing things that are discomfort, by moving out of the comfort zone. So your prefrontal cortex wants you to move out of the comfort zone, whereas amygdala helps you stay very comfortable. It avoids any discomfort, and that's how amygdala wins. Now since we have acknowledged and now we know what is procrastination, so now we can overcome it. We have 5 different strategic ways of overcoming procrastination. Number 1, break it down. Our brain actually functions in a way when we see or when we fear, when we have this overwhelming situation and we feel ki, oh my god, this is so much and ye bhi karna, ye bhi karna, ye bhi karna, oh my god, I'm getting overwhelmed. ये वाली situation को avoid करने के लिए what we do is we break down the bigger tasks. For example, we have to write an essay. अब वो essay इतना बड़ा लिखना है, उसमें इतना कुछ सोचना है, क्या क्या लिखना है, ये भी लिखना है, वो भी लिखना है. You have everything in your mind, but how to start? How to do it? Number 1 is brainstorm ideas. Put a list, grab a paper or grab your notes of phone and then just write down what ideas you have to write an essay, on what ideas you can write down the essay. Start from very small task. Break up the bigger task into very small steps. So first we wrote the brainstorming ideas. Now let's start little bit explaining here and there few of those things. Now if you have any idea, scribble it down. Scribble it down as soon as you have any thought over any of those topics. And then that's how with the different small steps you can write your whole essay within few minutes. That's how you are avoiding this feeling of overwhelming. Start with just one task and just put your mind over there. Forget the fear of failure. Forget that. Just try to maintain a focused environment and do one task at a time and just tick mark it. Number 2 is the 2-minute rule. Now in my previous video, in my short video, I have already discussed about this and how game changer it was to do 2-minute rule thing. So what you have to do is, I'll give you a gist. What you have to do is set a timer for 2 minutes. You have very small different tasks like filling up a bottle. All of these ideas I have given in that video. You can have a look. So what you have to do, just put up a timer for 2 minutes and start doing any of those works. Like any task that is done within 2 minutes or also 5 minutes. You can set up 2 minutes or 5 minutes on your phone as a timer, and then whatever task you can perform within 2 minutes or 5 minutes, just start doing it. Finish it up. फॉर एग्जाम्पल मुझे क्लीनिंग करनी है मेरे फ्रंट रूम की, मेरे लिविंग रूम की, वो 5 मिनट के अंदर हो जाएगा क्योंकि मैंने बाकी सारी चीजें कर दी है. सो मैं क्विकली जाऊंगी 5 मिनट का टाइमर लगा के एंड देन आई विल स्टार्ट डूइंग इट. फिनिश इट, कम हियर, पुट अ टिक मार्क कि मैंने ये कर लिया है. अगेन अ 5 मिनट्स टाइमर, आई विल गो एंड मेरी पूरा रैक जमाना है मुझे बुक्स का या फिर मुझे नोट्स को ऑर्गेनाइज करना है. 5 मिनट्स का टाइमर लगाऊंगी. सो आई गेट दिस कॉम्पिटिटिव नेचर की ओके मैं 5 मिनट के अंदर करके दिखाऊंगी एंड देन आई विल जस्ट पुट अ टिक कि ओके another thing done. So this is how this is a game changer, guys. You have to try this rule. It's amazing. It has worked for me like anything. Number 3, tame your environment. Keep a control over your environment. Distractions are procrastination's best friend and you have to avoid it. Now how to avoid it? Turn off all the notifications. Turn off the notifications of Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, all of these things. Turn it off and keep it aside. And start doing your work. When you start doing, when you're already into it, it's easier to keep going. 4th step, reward yourself. I know you must have heard this a lot of times from many people. I'm like, why should I reward myself all the time? Like मैं तो snack वैसे भी खा सकती हूँ, मैं chocolate वैसे भी खा सकती हूँ. But मैं आप लोगों को ये एक बात बता दूँ, when you reward yourself after a tough work, tough in the sense anything that you are just wanted to be lazy and then you're just getting up, that is a tough work. You're getting out of your comfort zone. So even performing that deserves a reward. So I'll keep one ice cream for myself, okay? Like I was supposed to eat it anyways, but I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna perform these 5-minute tasks and then come back and reward myself with that. Or I wanted to do a binge shopping, right? I just wanted to have a nice shopping list. So I'll put a budget. I'll just put a budget of 300. Once you have done all of these 5-7 tasks, put a mark over that you have completed it, and as a reward, what you can do is you can buy a few stuffs. Or even for me, putting things in the Shein or in the Myntra basket was something called a reward for me. It was a big reward for me, and then whenever I wanted, I can just pop it up and shop from it. So you can do, okay, I'm putting this 500 ka order if I do this, or if I am और ये तो थोड़ा महंगा रिवॉर्ड हो गया. खैर हम हर बार अपने आप को ऐसे 500 के रिवॉर्ड नहीं दे सकते, लेकिन हम ऐसे कर सकते हैं कि हमने अपने लिए चॉकलेट रखी हुई है, and then I'm not gonna eat it, I'm just gonna eat it when I will complete these tasks, and that's how you can do it. That's how you can reward yourself. 5th and the last point is compassion over yourself. Self-compassion. It's okay if you procrastinate. Accept it, acknowledge it कि okay, मैं यहाँ procrastinate कर रही हूँ, पर मैं यहाँ पे work करूँगी, right? Do not beat yourself up. It's okay. Sometimes it is fine. In the initial times, it is fine. Don't beat yourself up. Don't be hard on yourself. Just know that you are procrastinating, and I know that I'm going to overcome it, right? Just deal with it in a very soft way. And one advice from me to you, always be gentle to yourself. Do not say harsh words to yourself. When you will be trusting yourself, when you will be very comfortable in your own self, you will do things that are good for you. When you acknowledge procrastination, you are more prone of overcoming it. You are more prone to not slip up, but to refocus and achieve doing the goals. Take your power back. Tell no, darling, I'm not gonna give it to you. I'm not giving it to the sleep. Sorry, I'm not giving my power to this bed. I'm not giving my power to this phone. You cannot rule me. That's my power. I'm gonna take it back. That's how you do it. That's how you overcome it. So that's all for today's video, guys. I hope आज की वीडियो आप लोगों के लिए एक brainstorming वीडियो होगी, जिसमें कि आपने procrastination को कैसे overcome करना है ये सीखा है. Practice this because just hearing won't help. Practice doing these things, and my tip is always to track your progress. Whenever you take a small step towards the progress, you are already ahead of many of the people. So let's start doing this and overcome procrastination. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel and also put a like if you like this video. That's it, and meet you guys in the next video. Bye!